The barn was quiet that morning, except for the gentle clucking of chickens and the soft hum of the wind. Sarah, a 16-year-old farm girl with freckles on her cheeks and calloused hands from daily chores, tightened the straps of her worn boots before heading off to school. Her family's farm sat on the edge of town, far away from the polished streets and the big houses where her classmates lived. To most people at her school, Sarah was invisible. She didn't wear trendy clothes, didn't talk much in class, and preferred the company of horses over humans. But invisibility didn't save her from cruel laughter. The bullies always noticed her. They laughed at her mud-stained shoes, at the smell of hay clinging to her clothes, at her quiet voice whenever she dared to answer a question in class. But the worst part wasn't the laughter. It was the way they looked at her, like she was beneath them, like she didn't belong. One morning, as she stepped into the school hallway, a loud voice rang out. "Well, look who brought the farm animals with her. Do you smell that?" Laughter erupted. Sarah kept her eyes down, clutching her books tighter, her cheeks burning. She wanted to disappear. What they didn't know, what no one knew, was that Sarah carried a secret. Behind those quiet eyes and gentle manners was someone they could never imagine. Because Sarah wasn't just a farm girl. She was a fighter. A champion. The hidden strength. Sarah's father had been a martial arts instructor in his younger years. Long before the farm consumed his life, he trained in mixed martial arts, even winning local championships. After an injury forced him to give up his competitive career, he taught his children the discipline, strength, and respect that martial arts had given him. While her older brother had lost interest, Sarah had fallen in love with the art. Every evening, after finishing her chores, she would train with her father in the barn. Punches echoed off the wooden beams, kicks thudded against worn-out punching bags, and sweat dripped down her brow as she pushed herself harder each day. She wasn't just good. She was exceptional. By the age of 14, Sarah was competing in youth tournaments. By 15, she had medals lined up in her room: gold, silver, bronze, all collected quietly, without anyone at school ever knowing. She never bragged, never boasted. Her fighting was her sanctuary, her secret world. But the bullies? They didn't see that. They only saw a poor, quiet farm girl. The breaking point. It all changed one Friday afternoon in the gymnasium. The school was holding a charity event: games, competitions, performances. Everyone gathered in the gym, buzzing with excitement. Sarah had planned to stay in the background, as usual, just watching. But fate had other plans. As she walked past the bleachers, a group of girls sneered at her. "Hey, farm girl," one of them shouted. "Why don't you wrestle a pig for us? That's the only sport you'd win." The crowd laughed. Sarah's face flushed red. She tried to keep walking, but one of the boys, Tyler, the worst of them all, stepped in front of her. Tyler was the star athlete, tall and muscular, always surrounded by friends who cheered his every move. He smirked and pointed at her. "Actually," he said loud enough for the whole gym to hear, "why don't we let farm girl show us what she's got? Let's see if she can handle herself." Before Sarah could protest, Tyler had convinced the gym teacher to let them do a friendly sparring match as entertainment. Everyone in the gym cheered, expecting an easy laugh at Sarah's expense. Sarah's heart pounded. She hated the spotlight, hated the thought of everyone staring at her. But something inside her stirred. Maybe it was the months, even years, of bottled-up humiliation. Maybe it was the way Tyler smirked like she was nothing. She took a deep breath. "Fine," she said quietly. The crowd roared. The match. They set up a small sparring ring in the center of the gym. Tyler stretched dramatically, flexing his muscles for the crowd. Sarah stood still, her expression calm, her fists at her sides. The referee called for the match to begin. Tyler lunged first, confident and cocky. He swung a wide punch, clearly expecting Sarah to flinch or run. But Sarah didn't move the way he expected. She stepped aside, quick and smooth, letting his punch cut through empty air. The crowd gasped. Tyler frowned and came again, faster this time. Another swing. Another miss. Sarah's eyes narrowed, her body loose but ready, every movement precise. "Come on, hit me," Tyler taunted. But he didn't understand. Sarah was studying him, reading him like an open book. Then, in one swift motion, she struck. A clean, sharp kick to his midsection sent him stumbling back, breathless. The crowd went silent. "What just happened?" someone whispered. Tyler growled and charged, but Sarah's training kicked in. She dodged, blocked, countered, every move flowing like water. Then, with a final sweep, she knocked him flat onto the mat. The gym erupted. No one laughed anymore. No one called her farm girl. They just stared, wide-eyed, at the quiet girl who had just taken down the school's strongest athlete. Aftermath. For the first time, Sarah didn't feel small. She didn't feel invisible. She felt powerful, but not because she had humiliated Tyler. It was because she had finally shown them who she really was. The bullies never laughed at her again. Some even apologized. Teachers looked at her differently. And soon, her story spread beyond the school. People began to admire her, not just for her fighting skills, but for her courage, her perseverance, and her kindness. Sarah went on to compete at higher levels, winning championships that brought pride not only to her family but also to her town. But she never forgot the lessons from the farm, or from those long, painful days of being mocked. She used her platform to speak out against bullying, to remind people that everyone carries hidden strengths, and that kindness is far more powerful than cruelty. The inspiring message. Sarah's story teaches us something important: never underestimate the quiet ones. Behind every person you laugh at, mock, or ignore, there may be a strength you can't see. And to those who feel invisible, like Sarah once did, remember, your worth isn't defined by others' laughter. You are stronger than you know. Call to action for your channel. If this story touched your heart, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever felt underestimated, or stood up against bullies? We'd love to hear your story. And if you believe in spreading kindness, courage, and inspiration, don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel, Be Kind Always, for more powerful stories that remind us of the strength we all carry inside. Because kindness is strength. And together, we can change the world one story at a time.